Go. You recording?
Yep, good. Alright, hey guys, here with Team BIS's 6-Sam build. Bear with them, got some proxies because you know how expensive this deck is.
Alright, so for the deck we run 3 Kagekis because he's like a Bogart Knight for 6 Sams, and he becomes a 1700 beater if you control anything but him on 6 Sams.
Really good to set up Xian.
Yeah. That's where this guy comes in. He helps up set up Xian. 3 Kagamushas. He's basically your tuner of the deck. Just synchro right off the bat whenever you got them, and you can synchro for anything. 3 Kizons. These two are supposed to be Kizons. I might actually tech a Great Shogun Shin because this plus the legendary 6 Samurai Xian is really broken when they're out in the field. But anyway, Kizon, he's like a Grandmaster when you have him in your hand, and if you control 2 other 6 Ams, then he gains 300. 1 Mizuho. This guy's like a Hand of the 6 Samurai, but he's not as good as Hand of the 6 Samurai. Just basically tribute a 6 Sam and destroy a card in the field. 1 Shihai. This plus Mizuho is pretty good because when he's tributed, you get back a 6 Sam from your graveyard. So you get the dead Kizon or dead Kagemushas or anything else. 1 Hand, because he's mandatory in most 6 Sam decks. 2 Grandmasters, because if you run any 6 Sam decks, you need to run this because he's that amazing. 1 Morphing Jar. I usually tech this because this deck usually needs a little bit more draw power than what it has, but Morphing Jar is pretty good in 6 Sam decks. For spells, we have 1 Gateway. Unfortunately, Gateway got limited to 1, but 6 Sams are okay with just 1 instead of 3. But yeah, mainly when you summon a 6 Sam, this card gains 2 Bushido counters. Remove 2 to increase 6 Sam's attack by 500, remove 4 to search your deck for a 6 Sam, or remove 6 to summon a Xian monster from your graveyard. Up next we have 3 United. This is your draw power. Summon a 6 Sam, it gains a counter, and then you can only have 2 and destroy it, and you can draw a card equal to the number of counters. 3 Smoke Signals. This is another Rhoda card for 6 Sams. Add a level 3 or lower 6 Sam from your deck to your hand. 3 Upstart Golems. You need a little bit more draw power. I much prefer this over Pod of Duality because Duality prevents you from special summoning, and 6 Sams you usually special summon a lot, so I prefer this over Pod. 1 Rhoda, because if you're running Warriors, this card's a staple. Dark Hole staple, Monster Reborn staple, 2 MSTs because they're staple, 1 Book of Moon because 1 Book of Moon is mandatory even though it got limited, 1 Giant Trune to clear your opponent's back row, a Gold Sark to search for your Gold Sark, or Gateways or any other cards that you need that you can't get. For traps we got Muksaki Kana Magatama, however you pronounce it, but this card's like a My Body as a Shield or Starlight Road for 6 Sams.
Musakani Magatama.
Yeah. 1 6 Strike Thunderblast. I'm actually proxying this for like a Bottomless Trap Hole. Unfortunately, I can't seem to find a second Bottomless Trap Hole. That's why I only have 1 Bottomless, unfortunately. But Bottomless is a staple. Attack Royal Oppression. I only use this whenever I have all my big plays out. I have like at least 1 Xian and a crap load of other 6 Sam stuff, maybe a Barkion or in Stardust, and this plus all that equals game.
Could Barkion stop Royal Oppression, or
unless Barkion's on your side of the field, then you can't negate it.
So you can't negate Royal Oppression's activation with Barkion if you control Barkion?
If you control Barkion and you go and if your opponent has Royal Oppression, you can negate Barkion's effect with it.
Okay.
But anyway, moving on. 1 Mirror Force because it's a staple. 2 Double-Edged Sword techniques. This is for you making your second Xian or any other synchro. Bring back 2 6 Sams from your graveyard, but you have to use them immediately because if you don't, they get destroyed and you take damage equal to their combined attack points, which sucks. And a 7 tools because this format usually runs a lot of heavy traps, so you want to have at least 1 7 tools in mostly any deck. Alright, for the extra deck, 1 Stardust, Scrap Dragon, Catastor, Iron Man Colossal Fighter, 1 Black Rose, one Brionic, one Barkion, one 6 Samurai Shien. I need one more, and I'm proxying it with a Naturia Beast. This is supposed to be a Shien. That's supposed to be a Shien, not a Naturia Beast. One RDA, Scrap Archfiend in case your opponent goes in match on you. You can use Grandmaster plus the level 2 Turner. One Mistworm, Decisive Armor against Lightsworn matches, and Chimera Tech. For side deck, we got 2 Cyber Dragons, 2 Kinetic Soldiers. That's supposed to be a second Kinetic Soldier. Don't run Stardust Shimmer in your side deck.
I'm borrowing his Kinetic Soldier.
One Consecrated, even though Blackwings are like terrible this format because Kaluk got hit and so did Icarus, you could still see some Blackwings in there, but this is just in case you do. 2 Puppet Plants against mirror matches or GKs because this card's actually pretty good. They can't negate it with Shien because it's a monster effect. Decree.
Take their Shien and book it.
Yeah. One Decree. This is for heavy back rows because usually this format's usually going a lot of heavy back row decks. Mirror of Oaths against Glad Beasts, 2 Gautam Z-Calls against X-Sabers, 1 Starlight Road against Heavy Destruction, and 2 Changes appearances when you're going up against Chaos Plants or any low level or low attack decks.
Any variants of plants in general.
Yeah, in general. Alright.
That's it.
Hope you enjoy.